Hey, it's just me, the old ghetto girl. Yeah. So, this is what we're banging on for lunch. Yeah, I was just out with Stinky. This is my, because I can't stand the sun in my eyes. Since I had cataract surgery, when I go outside and it's really bright and I don't have my eyes shaded, it's like sparkles. And I told the doctor about this, and they can't do anything. Faith in medicine. Ugh. Anyway, so this is what I have. How do you like my Halloween bowl? This is like old. This is like 7 years old, this Halloween bowl. It's surprised I still have it. You're supposed to put it in the fridge and it gets cold. It's kind of like insulated. Anyway, what's the contents of this bowl is cottage cheese. And I'm kind of upset with my scale, or myself. I don't know. I'm going to put a SpongeBob pillow here. Hopefully this will work. So, anyway, hopefully. So, the scale this morning said 272. Now remember, gang, if you're following me, I was down to 259. So, my antics of eating in a night has caught up to me. I believe that I have some water weight. Well, yeah, I believe I have some water weight, but I think I've also really gained weight. So now I gotta really take this shit serious because, you know, I want to get down to 200 pounds, and I don't know, let's see. If I'm 271, let's see, 71 pounds, how long will it take me to get down to 200? Or I'll say 240. I want to do like little steps along the way, because my goal weight is 145, 155. Like that. Hopefully under 150 or around 150. Anyway, if I think about this, I'm looking for something to wipe my face with. Naturally, I have nothing. Oh, yeah, I have something. Anyway, so if I think all this other stuff, I'd have over 100 pounds to lose to get to my goal weight. That's a lot of weight to lose. So I'm thinking like maybe 20, 30 pounds at a time as goals, setting goals. Because if I look at this big one, I think I'm never going to get there. I'll get there though. I was 370 something pounds before. And 370 some pounds, almost 400 pounds, is a lot of weight. And it takes me a long time to lose my weight. I've been working on this for a long time. I got down to 235. And then I got on a plateau and quit losing weight. And then I got serious like 2-3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. I don't know, it was 2 years ago. To lose weight from 235 to where 259 I was. And it took me like over a year. I don't buy diet food. I eat regular food that I would serve my family. At first I was just doing calorie counting and portion control. That worked pretty good. And then I discovered keto. Keto's great. I really believe in keto because that's how I went from the 235 to 300, then I changed it to keto. And then that's how I lost down to 259. It didn't take too long. So I have to like maybe stick to keto. I don't eat a lot of processed food. I don't eat a lot of processed food. So it's like, well, I do, but I don't. Canned vegetables. We have canned vegetables. But as far as all, other stuff, That's far and few between. I just don't like really super processed stuff. And I don't eat like a lot of chips and crap like that. I eat a lot of apples and peanut butter. Regular peanuts, nuts like cashews and peanuts. They're fattening though. They're very high in calories. So even if you do the keto thing, you still have to watch your calories. About 1,500 calories a day is good. And I'm still losing, and I'm not an expert. I'm just telling you what works for me. So yeah, so that's enough about the diet. I want to do plant-based though. The problem with that is too many starches, too many carbs. And I'm a girl that holds on to carbs. So it's better for me to do low fat, low carb type of stuff. Yeah. I'm going to take this hat off. There. I look more normal. Kind of, sort of. When people say kind of, sort of, don't sound like they're saying can of soda. I'm can of soda normal. Okay, so what have I been doing? Yesterday evening, or was it yesterday day? Oh, yesterday day. I've actually got to go grocery shopping. I bought a lot of vegetables. I bought carrots and potatoes. I know, here goes the starch, but my family eats some potatoes. And I bought some meat. They had some boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I'm going to try cooking. Sounds kind of good. I don't like chicken, but I didn't see any big old nice chicken breasts, so I'm like, well, this is cheap. I'll get that. And I got a couple of pork roasts. Those are good. If you put them in a crock pot, I cook them like a whole bunch of different ways, but next time I cook them, I'm going to add, I'll put them in a crock pot with seasoning, you know, like onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, maybe a little bit of bouillon, and some onions cut up. And I'm going to put, when it's pretty much done, I'm going to add a thing of barbecue sauce to make pulled pork, and family could have the pulled pork sandwiches, and I can just have some on the plate. That's my next meal I'm thinking about making. But right now, today, I have in my crock pot some New York steaks. I have 2 of them. They weren't really that big, but they were really cheap at this store called Scalari's, because it said they had steak cheap. And so I got 2 really nice steaks for like $7. And I thought, well, that's not enough to feed everybody, so I'll just put it in the crock pot and make some nice vegetable soup with that yummy stuff. So that's what I'm doing. I had it in the crock pot on low all night, and it just off-flaked apart. It's so tender. And then I put like a whole 2-pound bag of carrots cut up in it, and maybe about 5 or 6 little yellow potatoes that are cubed, put up, you know, cut up in it. So yeah, and when the potatoes and the carrots are tender, I'm going to transfer this into like a bigger pot and put it on my stove. And I'm going to add a couple cans of green beans and whatever else I can find to add. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds good to me. Maybe canned tomatoes. So we can have some nice beef vegetable soup for supper. And I'm going to make some hamburger patties and some coleslaw. That's what's going to be on the menu tonight. So yeah, went grocery shopping yesterday. It was all good. Bought AJ and Mark some food. Bought food for the house. So today, I need a drink. Bubba, we have to go on the Great Milky Cow hunt. If you don't know what that is, that is the humongous cans of Similac Advanced Baby Formula Powder. Yesterday when I was in Walmart for a minute or two, I looked around and I didn't have any. They had little cans, and this wee bug, he's about a monster. So today is the day that we have to go get his Similac. He's got like a whole can under the counter, full, one of those big Mondo full cans, and about half of a can. So I know you're probably thinking, why are you worried if you got a big old Mondo one under the cover? But see, here's my thing. I don't like to hoard, but I like to keep up with stuff. Oh, I had a fly. So we have to go get some more.
I like to hoard.
Baby's mama likes to hoard baby formula and baby food. I do, it's a good idea. You don't buy every can on the shelf, though, in the store. We just kind of buy extra, That's what I tried to do with my pantry, too. My pantry was looking kind of low, so I had to buy some extra food for the pantry. So anyway, yeah, that's what we got to do this afternoon. Maybe stop by the mailbox, see what's in the mailbox, because I had ordered my son some more contact lenses because he works on cars, and he gets dirt in his eyes, and he's so rough, and then the contact lenses tear. It's like, so he's got to do that, get some new ones, but I have to go pick them up if they're at the mailbox. So AJ and Mark are back together. He's no more dating his cousin. So their drama has kind of calmed down. Young son, little mama. It's a minute by minute thing with them. Oh, they might be all happy, the next minute drama filled. So who knows? They're like the weather in Nevada. You can't predict it. So, wish I had some juicy content to talk about today, but I don't. Maybe I will, though, later. Feels like I got something in my eye. Probably my hair. So anyway, I'm almost done with this. Do you hear cats? Baby's mama's cats are in heat again. Oh, that's a story to talk about. She has a cat. She has a cat named Gary. I bet might as well leave this. She has a cat named Gary. And we moved from the ghetto up here to this ghetto. We brought Gary with us because Gary's family, Gary's a female, by the way. She's Mama Kitty. Her family had abandoned her. So down in the other ghetto, we felt sorry for her because she didn't have anybody, hoping that she would just go to somewhere else, another neighbor's house or whatever, So we start feeding her because I had Buddy, my cat, at the time, so I had cat food. We'd put some cat food out there for her. And Gary became baby's mama's cat because she got attached to it. So anyway, we brought Gary up here, and she was like putting on weight, getting fat. And I'm going like, oh, this cat food's really working for her, because she was like kind of skinny because, they had abandoned her. Here she was preggo. And
That's how the whole story is. Basically, every time I got pregnant, she was pregnant.
yes, well, we're getting to that. So anyway, at the time, baby's mom wants y'all to know every time she gets pregnant, the cat's pregnant. But she can't get pregnant now because baby's mama got spayed. When she had wee bugs, she says, you better snip that stuff. So she's spayed. I know. What they call it, a tubulization for adults, but or humans rather. But we joke around spayed and neutered. Vasectomies is neutered and spayed is like, Anyhow. Anywho, so I got to move this bowl. So anyhow, Gary came up here, was getting fat. We figured out she was pregnant. And then she disappeared for a couple weeks. Didn't know where she was. So, because this is a country, and other people have dogs here. We have dogs that come in the yard. We have coyotes coming here. In fact, last night we had a big-ass coyote in the yard. I thought it was a German Shepherd, but it was a coyote. And I was looking out my bedroom window, laying on my bed. I'm like, wow, it looks like something's moving out there. And we have like a little fire pit with blocks. And it looked like that was moving because it was like blending in. The animal was the color of the dirt. And then I seen its head pop up and it's a German Shepherd of some sort, but it was a coyote. Anyhow, so back to Gary's story. Gary hid for a couple weeks and she came back skinny. We're like, oh my God, she must have ran away, got lost, whatever. She came back skinny. Here she had babies. She had 2 babies. She had Gary Jr. that looks just like her, and Tig Tig that is he's a tiger kitty. He's the ugliest cat you'd ever damn see. He's ugly.
He looks like a lion now.
He looks like a lion?
Yeah, that's how big he is.
Oh yeah, he's huge. Tig Tig's big. And I like the weird, ugly one, so I named him Tig Tig, and she named the female kitty Gary Jr. Well, as the story goes, baby's mama got pregnant again for wee bug. She had Jessie, I guess when Gary, original Gary, first Gary, had her babies, she was pregnant for Jessie. Then she had Jessie, Gary had Tig Tig and Gary Jr. And then she got pregnant for wee bug. So they were pregnant together. And someone else was pregnant too, Gary Jr. And Gary Jr. is like feral. You can't touch her. She's wild because Gary would hide her babies. And, she'd just hide her babies. You couldn't touch them or anything. They'd come out and the cute little kitties, because they'd be bouncing around the yard. But they wouldn't let you touch them. If you tried to touch them, they'd spit and hiss and claw you, bite you. So it's like, okay, you guys just stay the hell out there. So we figured out Gary Jr., which we didn't know was a girl, got pregnant. Because all of a sudden she started looking around. Gary got pregnant again. Gary started looking around. So we have 2 pregnant kitties, Gary and Gary Jr. Yeah. And Gary had her baby. She's tame. Where was Gary's babies had? Were they in the house? Yeah, she had her babies in the house. We had her in a dog kennel, and she had her babies in the house. So we could tame them and, everything and try to give them homes, okay? So she had her babies in the house. She had 5 little white kitties. They're so cute. So those cats stayed in the house. And the other kitty, Gary Jr. is wild. She had her kitties somewhere under something. I don't know. I don't really know the story where she had her kitties, but she had her kitties under something, and we couldn't, and nobody could find them. But we figured out she was not pregnant no more. Oh, here's one of the babies. There's the babies. Are we getting a picture of it?
Yeah.
That's
Gary.
Gary's original Gary's kitty, and we decided to keep that one. And Gary Jr.'s babies, she kept hiding her babies. Every time we would put her babies like somewhere safe and make her like a little cat house and all that stuff, because like I said, we have coyotes and owls